everybody gets seated here, and then we'll get going. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. Coach Lawson, a couple opening statements perhaps?
A tale of two halves for us. That first half, I thought Richmond did a great job of executing, to be honest with you, and you know, we had some breakdowns as well. They did a great job of executing. We had far too many defensive breakdowns, and that led to the 8 threes at the half, and really that was the issue. I mean, there were other things we talked about cleaning up, but the main thing was the open three-point shots, and just proud of our group for making the adjustment. And in the second half, to hold them to just 2 threes, I thought that changed the game, and we were able to put together more defensive scoring quarters like we're used to. You know, it's been a long time since I remember giving up 26 points in a quarter. So I'm proud of our group. This is what the tournament's about. You know, teams are really good, and you have to make adjustments, and you have to kind of forget a bad quarter or bad half and then come out and execute. And, you know, with our group, first time doing this together, this group together, I'm just really proud of how they responded. And, you know, these two up here really led us in every way tonight, not just scoring. And I thought their experience, obviously being in the tournament for us last year, helped. Their presence very calming for our team, especially when we were down. And I think that was a big part of it.
Great. Thank you very much, Coach. If you have questions, just raise your hand. We'll get you to the mic, and that includes those of you on our March Madness Zoom. Just raise your hand, and I will call on you. Front row there.
Hey, Coach. You guys had 19 offensive rebounds tonight, 22 second chance points, I believe. Can you talk about, in the second half especially, what led you to be able to crash a glass so hard and succeed down there?
It's one of the things we talked about at halftime. If I remember correctly, I think we were getting out-rebounded 15-14 at the half. And so we talked about that we needed to get some extra opportunities. Our shots weren't falling in that first half, and the way you safeguard a poor offensive performance if your shots aren't falling is you get more of them. You get second chances. And so, yeah, to see Kennedy, I thought she had great effort. Jaden and Alucci as well to both lead us in rebounding. Those extra efforts made a big difference for us when we did miss shots in the second half.
Coach, one thing you always hear about Ohio State is it's hard to prepare for that press. I imagine especially so when you only have like a day or two to prepare. How do you prepare for a press like that, especially when they can do so many different things with that press?
You probably have to ask me that tomorrow. You know, I'm sorry, I just hadn't watched them yet. My staff has, and these guys haven't even watched them yet. So, but I'll not trying to avoid your question. I'll answer that tomorrow when I can answer it better. Okay.
So defensively, obviously was not an ideal first quarter for you guys, but then sort of bounced back. What do you think it was? Sort of, I mean, the Richmond shot making was impressive, but also, what do you think it was that sort of helped you guys clamp down the stretch into the third, fourth quarters?
You know, each game has its own rhythm, and when you're playing a team, I know we had played them before, but it was the first game of the year. You're kind of measuring, you know, speed and length and quickness and how quickly people get their shots up. And I just thought as the game wore on, we kind of got into our rhythm and kind of had an idea of their actions and kind of knew what was going on. And so we were able to combat those. And, you know, we made some adjustments too. I think that took away the threes. And but more than anything, I just think we got comfortable defensively. And our goal when we're comfortable defensively is that the offensive team is uncomfortable. And I thought we did a good job of that in the second half.
Carrie, you're going to be playing against one of your former players tomorrow, or on Sunday, Celeste Taylor. Just what's that like for you to, you know, go against her in an NCAA tournament game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the nature of our sport right now. Like we played Jordan Oliver earlier this year. We played Shai earlier this year. I mean, we've played a lot. It's something that happens, you know, with everybody kind of bouncing around, and so it doesn't change our approach or anything like that. They're a great team. She's a great player. We've got our hands full, I'm sure, when I look at them of what we're trying to do, but we're aware of it, but it's not something that's going to be at the forefront.
Reagan, Ashland, just similar question for you. Just what's it like, you know, going against a former teammate in this game, and kind of what do you think it'll be like just playing against her?
Kind of piggyback on the coach. Like you said, we played Jordan Oliver, we like she said, that's just the nature of the game. But I think it will be a great time.
So for Reagan and Ashton, you guys had some big performances. What do you think was clicking, shooting wise? Reagan, it was all game, and Ashton.
I feel like once I saw that first shot go in, the room just kind of got bigger for me. I feel like I kind of just read the defense and what they were giving me, and I just took the opportunity to take the open shot.
Ashlyn, you want to? Mm-hmm.
Same answer. It's very simple.
I'll say, because they won't talk about themselves, I thought they got more rhythm against the zone. They zoned us a lot, and so once they kind of figured out where everybody was coming from, they got some rhythm. And I thought we got great threes in the first half. I thought we got open looks. We just didn't make them. I thought Ash, knocking down 4 threes, I think it was, in the second half was huge for us because we knew they were kind of packed in there. We would have to hit some outside shots. And so I think they just got a feel for where the rotations were coming from and what we could get against that zone.
Coach, you talked about having a young team. One of the big things in NCAA tournament is overcoming adversity. When you score just 5 points in the second quarter, what does it say about this group that you were able to put that behind you and score 23 in the third and 21 in the fourth?
Yeah, that's such an important thing. The game never goes exactly how you want it to go. And the other teams, certainly at this stage, are really good. So they're going to have great quarters or great runs. And one of the things that we talk about a lot with our group is handling adversity and being able to forget about a individual poor performance or a team poor performance and focus on what's next. And we talked about that at halftime. Like, we were down 9. It probably felt to some of us that it was a lot more than that. People wearing blue in the stands probably felt like more than that. But I try to just speak like the reality to them of like, okay, we're down 9. We have 20 minutes left. Let's have a good start. Let's have a good first 2-3 minutes. And in that first 2-3 minutes, I think we scored 5 or 6 points. And then now it's a one-possession game, and it's like, oh, my goodness. I think I said that to them in huddle too. I'm like, guys, we're down 2. This is a ball game. And that's what you just have to keep reminding because you don't want to dig a hole mentally for yourself. You want to just stay positive.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, let's just hold off 1 second here. How about if I just let Ashlyn and Coach share a mic?
Oh, Ashlyn's mic's not working? Or
no,
mine?
yours.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing for everybody.
Coach's mic is working.
Oh, it is?
Oh, Ashlyn. Oh, I know. I'm glad I didn't stop you then, Coach.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Come on over here, China. Oh. That about to make the internet. Don't break it now. I know. Thank
you. Coach, you had 4 players that had 7 or more rebounds tonight, and 2 of them were guards, and Reagan and Alucci. Can you just talk about how important it is for your system to have guards?
Reagan has 7 rebounds.
7 rebounds, yeah.
Let's go, Reagan.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in my life. I didn't know that till you said that. Wow. I'm impressed.
7 rebounds.
Alucci's been our leading rebounder all year, and her ability to get those extra possessions, I don't know how she does it. She just goes in there against players that are bigger than her. It's her will. It's her competitiveness, and she makes winning plays for us. And that energy, we all feed off of it. Reagan, she's a capable rebounder. And so, to see her in our biggest game of the year be able to put up that many rebounds is awesome to see, and I'm proud of her for it. So we have so many capable rebounders, and that's an important part of our team this year. It has been, and those extra opportunities really, really help us.
Any other questions?